So 2 bricks. Thanks. On your mat, on the medium setting. And it should be, when you get the bricks in the right place, quite comfortable. So I promise, if they're in the right place, it's not that bad. So if you come down onto your elbows first, and then just see where the brick is, touch down with the brick, and then you can kind of adjust it so that vertically down your upper spine should just sit between the shoulder blades. If you happen to be wearing a bra, it's around about your bra strap. And then the top brick, you can just bring underneath your head, and it can be higher if you need it. Now, if that feels too strong, just bring the bricks down onto their flattest setting, if you like, and let the arms drop to the side. So for now, bend your knees, and that'll just help to put a little bit of slack into the spine. So, Andy, how you doing? Yeah, that's not the face I want. Okay, that's too high. So, okay, try that. Should be right in the middle. Is that a bit better? Yeah. So if you get it in the right place, it is not too uncomfortable. How does that feel?
Well, not great. But
Yeah, that's a bit high. So sit up. Yeah. And then come back down. How's that? Surprisingly not so bad.
Yeah.
And then, well, yes, there's that sort of middle point of yummy, yucky, somewhere in between. So you can feel it's doing you good. You wouldn't want to stay there all day, but it also feels slightly satisfying. Getting into this area of the upper back. So if you haven't got bricks, you can always use a rolled up towel or a rolled up blanket, or even a folded over pillow or cushion. And we want a lift here. So grounding your feet, knees bent. Just lift your head, tuck your chin a tiny bit, and then place the back of your skull back onto the brick. Opening up through the collarbones as you start to let the spine release onto the brick. So see if you can get a little bit of heaviness. And as the body gets used to this pressure in the upper back, then gravity can start to draw the shoulders down, draping over the brick. And we start to get an opening at the heart center, this Anahata chakra. So notice the sternum and feel a sensation of the tissue draping over the bricks. Turn the palms up, that helps to open up the collarbones. And then start to bring the breath a little deeper. And can you bring the breath into this area that's opening up, this heart chakra? And if you're a visual person, then maybe you can breathe in this sense of really vibrant green, like the leaves that are starting to burst out on the trees at the moment. And get a steadiness to the breath. As the body starts to open up. Smooth and steady. And then start to feel that you're breathing into the back of the body as well. So can you feel that there's breath coming into the back of your ribs, the space between your shoulder blades? And breathe into the sides of the body, so the sides of the waist, all the way even to the armpits. So we're starting to feel that 360-degree breath, filling the front, the sides, the back of the torso. And take 2 more breaths. And then turn the palms down and just bring the elbows a little closer to the body so that you can start to peel up, or you can roll to the side if you like. and come up off the bricks and just place the bricks to the side and come and lie back down, and you'll feel wonderful in your back now that the bricks aren't there. Take the arms overhead and either hold on to the wrist or one wrist, elbows out wide, or if you have a little bit more mobility in your shoulders, you can hold on to the elbows and just take the elbows overhead. Yeah. And again, get that sense of lengthening the sides of the body as you breathe. Can you let the rib cage relax towards the floor? So try not to arch too much. So maybe lengthen the tailbone a little bit, press into the feet a little bit. And then find more space for your breath in the torso. And then keeping the arms like that, cross the right knee over the left knee, as if you're nonchalantly discussing philosophy in the sunshine. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, start to roll onto the outside of your left foot so that the knees float to the left. They won't go that far. And then breathe into the right side, the right waist, the right lung. Start to bring those knees back up. Change the cross of the knees and let them float over to the right. And you can just wriggle that right foot a little bit onto the outside of the foot. And just breathe into the stretch that you feel. And you might feel it in the hip, in the side of the thigh, in the waist. Wherever you feel it, take a breath into that space. And then inhale back up to the center. Uncross the legs, bring the arms out wide, palms down in a T shape. And then stacking the knees this time, stacking the feet. Take the knees to the left and the gaze to the right. And take a breath into this twist here. And again, notice where you feel the stretchiness, the constriction of the twist, and breathe into that space. Inhaling, taking the knees back to center, and with your exhale, take the twist to the other side. And again, once you're here, can you breathe into what you feel? Take the gaze to the left, if your neck feels comfortable in that position. And then with your next inhale, come back up to center, hug the knees in. And then roll over onto your side and come up onto the knees. Grab your bricks again. And here you can either have the bricks on the flattest, lowest setting. There is a setting for a brick, or you can have them a little bit higher. So see how you feel, just to open up this upper back area again. So we come into a version of heart melting pose or puppy dog. So the hips are above the knees and your bricks are reasonably wide. So give your shoulders some space. And then you start to bow the chest. You're feeling that you're taking the sternum down to the floor. And your head might get there, it might not. If you want a little bit more, then you can have the bricks a bit higher. And again, give the shoulders space and hug the arms back towards the body. So you're not just hanging out into the ligaments. Press the hands down into the bricks. So you feel the muscles in the back of your shoulders start to open up, or rather engage in the back of the shoulder girdle. So you have some muscular energy here. The arms are straight if you can get it. Yeah, that's it. So pressing into your bricks. And feel as if you're letting so for you, Andy, maybe a little narrower. Yeah, good. So you're pressing down and then just melting here. So quite strong. Lovely. Now can you breathe? Can you get that sense of melting in the upper back as the chest releases towards the floor? If the bricks don't work for you, then come up onto your fingertips. And try that way, you might have a bit more control. Yeah, take another breath here. And then lifting the head as you push the hands down. You can use a brick this time because it will give you a little bit of space. Take your left hand onto the brick. Keeping the hips high, start to thread the right arm underneath and bring the right shoulder onto the floor. And press your hand into that left brick. And in pressing the hand into the brick, can you roll that left shoulder blade into the back of the heart? You get a little more twist in the upper back. And then take your breath there. So take your breath to where you feel the twist. Lovely. And take another breath here. To come out, you're going to push that left hand down and start to come up and take your right hand onto a brick. Push that right hand down as you start to thread the left arm underneath, palm up, and bring the left shoulder to the floor. You rest on the left side of your head. Can you push your hand down into that right brick and feel that you're rolling your right shoulder blade into the back of the heart? Lovely. And breathe into the twist. So breathe into that upper back. And then pushing down into that right hand, start to come up. Lovely. And bring your bricks to the middle of your mat. And grab your strap or dressing gown belt or TheraBand. And just have the strap next to you. We'll use that in a moment. So come and sit as comfortably as you can, cross-legged up onto your bricks. And roll the inner thigh down and broaden your seat for the lateral thigh, the buttock broadens. So you get a nice contact with your sit bones. And from there, rooting down into the pelvis, can you feel a sense of lengthening in the spine? And bring the chin just down a tiny bit. Can you feel a lengthening at the back of the neck, especially where the neck meets the skull? And that gives you a little bit more space for the breath. So closing the eyes, hands relaxed onto the thighs. Breathing into the torso once more. Can you feel a sense of breathing into the front, the sides, and the back of the body? With your exhale, keep that sense of space, the length in the spine, the space in the torso. And take another breath. Opening the eyes, take the hands to the sides. Inhale, take the arms up, shoulders slide down your back as the fingertips reach up. Start to twist to the left. Taking the left hand behind you, right hand on the opposite thigh, and take a breath or two here. Keeping a lift in the spine, that same sense of spaciousness in the torso. With your next inhale, come back through the center, raising the arms, and exhale, twisting around that central reservation. Central reservation? Around your spine, you know what I mean, into your twist. Take a couple of breaths. Open the windows. This is the time of year where we get wasps in the studio looking for somewhere to make a nest. And then inhale back to the center and take hold of your strap. So we do eagle arms, Garudasana, and it can be quite strong on your arms. I'll show you from behind. I'm just going to sit in Virasana or Vajrasana here. So take a strap over one shoulder. And again, grounding down through the sit bones, feel the length through your spine. And we want to keep that. So we don't at any point want to end up wonky, leaning forwards or to the side. Take the left arm alongside your ear and trying to keep that elbow lifting towards the ceiling, take the hand between the shoulder blades and take hold of the strap. Take your right hand out to the side, thumb down, and slide the hand up the lower back to where you can maintain this nice lifted position. So we don't want pain in the front of that right shoulder. You might be able to wriggle it a little bit more, but don't push it, holding onto the strap. So if this is your dominant side, it's not going to go that far, and that's fine. You might find that you can walk your hands down towards each other a little bit more. but we don't want pain. A little stretch is okay. And then feeling as if that right elbow is pointing to the floor and the left elbow pointing to the ceiling. Start to breathe again into the whole of the torso. Can you take the ears back, the throat back? Sitting nice and tall. Lovely. And take another couple of breaths here. Okay. So to come out of it, we're going to release the right hand first. So open up the hand, press the back of the hand into your body, and then sliding it out, still pressing into the body, bringing it out to the side, and then just rotate to release the tension. And then release the left, and again, you can rotate and give the shoulders a little roll. You can move the strap if you wish, but it can stay where it is, it's fine. So taking the right arm alongside your ear, start to bend the elbow, feeling as if this elbow, as much as possible, is still pointing to the ceiling, and find your strap. Left arm out to the side, thumb down, sliding it in. And you might find if this is your non-dominant side that you have a little bit more space. Now you can interlink the fingers if you reach, but sometimes in trying to do that, we lose some form. So you can still use the strap here, walking the hands towards each other if that feels good. And then once more, just draw the tummy muscles back a little bit so that you're centering the pelvis, lengthening the tailbone. Still sitting tall, and find the space for your breath in your torso, the front, the sides, the back of your body. A steady breath. Can you feel as if the left elbow is pointing down, the right elbow pointing up? And take the back of your skull back towards your right wrist, yeah. And take one more deep, full 360 breath. To release, let's release that left arm first. So open your hand, press the back of your hand into your body and slide it out. And then just rotate. Release the strap and rotate. And just roll the shoulders a little bit. And you can take the strap to the side there. Lovely. Bring your bricks out. Just pop them to the side. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Super strong as you spread the fingers wide. Ground the inner edges of your hands, the thumb, the forefinger, the outer edges of your hands, and walk the knees back a little bit so that you're a bit more open between the hands and the knees. Tuck the toes. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. And can you still feel open in the collarbones? So keep that sense of openness in the collarbones. Start to lift the sit bones towards the ceiling and push into the hands, taking the belly back towards the thighs. Can you draw the shoulder blades away from the floor, release tension in the neck, and then start to release the heels, the inner ankles back towards the back of your mat, finding downward facing dog. Keep length in the spine, so don't try to straighten the legs if you're a little bit tight in your hamstrings, because it will start to lose the length in the spine. So a softness to the knees. Good, downward facing dog. Inhale forwards into plank. Draw the tummy muscles up, drop the knees and exhale back into child's pose. Keep the toes tucked under. Inhale up into downward facing dog. Exhale to release the heels back. Inhale forwards into plank and exhale, drop the knees, pressing back into child's pose. Inhale up into downward facing dog. Exhale here as you release the ankles, the heels, and inhale forwards into plank. Moving with your breath, exhaling, knees down, child's pose. Inhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips to the ceiling. Exhale just to settle there and inhale into plank. Exhale, knees, child. Inhale, down dog. Exhaling. Inhale forward. Good. Exhale, knees, child's pose. Good. Moving, flowing with the breath between these three postures. Feeling each pose in every part of your body. Good. Just do one more round. And everybody meet back in downward facing dog. Looking to the hands, step to the front of your mat, lengthening the skull forwards as you straighten the legs, take the hands to the shins, inhale. Exhale, soften the knees and fold. Good. Just do that twice more, inhaling into half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Soften the knees to exhale and fold, let the head release. Last time, inhaling, exhaling. And sweep the arms wide, soft knees, inhaling all the way. And then exhale, hands down in front of your heart. Inhale, lifting the arms, look up, exhale to bow. Soften the knees as you need to, inhaling into half forward fold once more. As you exhale, step the left foot back, drop the left knee. Good, are you okay on the mat there? Do you need a pad under your knee? Yeah, can you grab me one as well? Okay. No, just one's fine, I'm not greedy. Lovely, thank you. So yeah, you want the knee to be comfortable here. And then as we come up into our lunge, sweeping the arms up as you inhale, we want to feel really steady in the lower body. So can you lengthen the tailbone and just hug this right hip back a little bit, as if you're squeezing into the middle. Nice. And then we'll start to twist. Can you start to windmill the arms, opening to the right, reaching the right arm behind you, and take the left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Good, as you press the thigh and the hand into each other, can you twist a little bit more through the belly, and then the ribs, and then the heart. Turn the palm up. Lovely, take another breath. And then we'll sweep back to center with your inhale, sweeping up. Lengthen the tailbone, and again, feel that sense of squeezing the back knee, the front foot towards each other for a bit of stability. Sweep the arms back behind you and interlink the thumbs. So if I show you from behind, the thumbs come in together, and then you almost pull the thumbs into each other. And can you feel that gives you a bit more opportunity to draw the shoulder blades into the back of the heart? Now, you might find if your shoulders are mobile that you can lift the hands away from the body more than I can, or they can just rest on the sacrum, that's fine. But pull the thumbs in towards each other and squeeze the shoulder blades. Can you feel a lift in the heart center? Nice. Lengthen the tailbone again and start to lift the heart. Good, and take another breath here. To release, let go of the thumbs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, lift the back knee and step back into plank. You can drop the knees if you wish, come onto the tiptoes if you can, and then lower slowly as you can to the floor. Try not to plop at the bottom. Well done. And then let's take the hands wide. So take the hands off the mat. And if you can, come up onto the fingertips. So lifting the elbows up. Can you squeeze the shoulder blades into the back of the heart as you push your hands downwards? Yeah, good. And then firm the legs, press the toes into the floor. The sit bones draw together. And then as if you were going to drag your chest forward, start to inhale and come up, squeezing the shoulder blades in. Good. Exhale, feel as if you're lengthening the belly, and do that twice more. So pressing into your fingertips, shoulders draw in, firming the legs. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Lovely. Can you really feel that working in the back of the shoulder blades as you do that one more time? Inhaling. Good. Exhaling. Bring the hands either side of the chest, tuck the toes. If you can press up to plank, or to me, like me, to your knees, and then lifting into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Look to your thumbs as you exhale, step the left foot forwards and drop the right knee down. And start to come up, Sweeping the arms up. And again, can we get steadiness through the lower body? Squeezing into the midline, that left hip draws back a tiny bit, square the pelvis, lovely. Starting to twist to the left, opening up the arms, the left fingertips reach as if you were gonna touch the back wall. And then the right hand comes to the outside of that left thigh. Pressing the thigh and the hand together. Maybe you can turn and twist a little bit more, turn the left palm up. Feel as if you're opening up through the heart, through the chest as you twist. Lovely. And take one more breath. Start to sweep the arms up as you come forwards. Open up the arms to the sides and come and interlink your thumbs. As you feel as if you're going to pull the thumbs apart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, get an opening through the heart, and then lengthen the tailbone and start to lift from the sternum. Steady breath. Take another 2 breaths here, squeezing the shoulder blades into the back of the heart. And then sweep the arms up. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor, lift the back knee, step back, plank. Roll on to the tiptoes, your knees can be down if you wish. Keeping the elbows in, how slowly can you lower to the belly? Lovely. Take the fingertips to the sides of your mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Firm the legs. Sit bones draw together. And then inhale. Get into cobra. Your neck is free. Good. Lengthening the belly forwards as you come back down. Twice more. Inhaling. Pressing down. Feel as if you're lengthening the chest, the belly. Exhale down. Last one. You don't want to be feeling this in the low back. So you're firming the legs, pressing the toes into the floor and opening up. Lovely. Exhaling, pressing back all the way through plank, downward facing dog. And then take 5 breaths here. So softening the knees, the hands, the arms firm. Lift the sit bones towards the ceiling. And then just draw the lower ribs in. The belly muscles in. Steady the breath. And then looking towards the front of your mat, you can jump or step forwards into your half forward fold. Hands to the shins, lengthen forwards, exhaling to fold. Soften the knees, sweep the arms wide. Inhale all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Great. So as we step back into Anjali Asana, into a lunge, see if you can keep the pelvis square to the front. So as if you've got 2 headlights in your hips. So come forward a tiny bit, Holly. And then feet on train tracks, hip width apart. Step back with your right foot. So we don't want to step back into a tightrope where we then struggle with balance. So just like we did before, can you draw that left hip back a little bit and then make the back leg powerful? So you're pressing back inner right thigh back towards the back wall. And then start to lengthen the tailbone as you draw the belly up, lifting the heart. Nice. And take the arms up. Lunge a little deeper through that front knee, but keep the back leg powerful. Start to twist to the left. Lovely. And you might find that the right hand can come again onto the outside of that left thigh. Turn the palm up. Keep the back leg powerful and breathe into the twist. Nice. Sweeping the arms up. Opening out to the side and interlink the thumbs. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades together as you pull the thumbs apart and lift the heart. Lunge a little deeper. Toning the tummy back. Can you straighten that back leg? Yeah. There we are. Trust your balance. Yeah. Squeeze into the midline. That's it. Nice. Open up through the heart. Sweeping the arms up. Hands to the floor. Stepping back into plank. Lower to your belly. Inhale into cobra. Hands flat this time. Good. Same sensation of opening up. Tuck the toes, press into plank, downward facing dog. Lengthening through the spine. Good. Inhale, the right leg up to the ceiling and exhaling, step it forwards. And just before you come up, make sure that the feet are on train tracks. So there's space, hip width apart, and then start to sweep the arms up. Good. Same things apply. Squaring the pelvis, this right hip draws back, pressing firmly through the left side so that you're really strong in the back leg. And then start to draw the tailbone under as the belly comes up. Start to twist to the right, reaching back with your right hand and the palm up. Lovely, and steady the breath. Left hand to the outside of your right thigh. You might find that you can lunge a little deeper, but keep power in that back leg. Lovely, take one more breath. Sweeping the arms up. Good, sweep the arms back and round, interlink the thumbs. And once more, start to lift the heart. So we want to not collapse here in the lunge. Can you see that? You want to feel as if you're drawing power up from the feet to the pelvis and then turning the tummy back. Back leg powerful, open up through the heart. Nice, inhale, sweep the arms up. Last time, exhaling, hands to the floor, step back, plank, and lower to the belly. Great, inhale into cobra. And then lengthen the belly as you come back down and bring the elbows underneath your shoulders. That's it. So quite narrow in, maybe a tiny little bit narrower than your shoulders. And then turn the palms down, spread the fingers wide. Great. Can you now just dip the chest a little bit, firm the legs again. So pressing the toes down, feel the thighs firm into the bones, the sit bones draw together. And then as you begin to press the forearms and the hands into the floor, feel as if you're going to drag the chest through and then start to lift the gaze. Sphinx pose. So a bit narrower, I think, opposite. Yeah. And then really feel as if you were going to drag your elbows back. Can you feel that you're lengthening? Nice. Push down a little bit more, lift up a little bit more. Sphinx pose. Beautiful. And take another 2 breaths. Nice. And just bend the right knee. So we want to keep the sense of the belly lifting away from the floor to protect we're not collapsing in the lower back. Nice. Good. And then drop that one down and bend the left. And then bend both. Yeah. Turning the feet. And then release. Great. Bring your hands to the sides. Now you can either just have your hands to the sides and lift when we come up into locust, or if you want to, you can take your hands behind and interlink the thumbs again. So as you press your thumbs into each other, lift the shoulder blades away from the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades into the back of the heart, and then begin to lift the chest. And then if you wish, lift the feet. Great. And take 2 more breaths, locust. Can you still feel that you're turning the belly away from the floor? Hugging the legs towards each other. Take 1 more breath. Well done. Hands to the sides of the chest. Bring the feet down and press back into child's pose. Bring the knees wide, the big toe joints together, and sit the hips back to the heels. Lovely. And keeping the arms extended out in front of you, push a little bit into your hands so that you ease the hips even further towards the heels. And then start to draw the belly back. And even here, can you feel a sense of lengthening the tailbone and getting a little bit more open into that upper back, lower back and the upper back. And take another 2 breaths, child's pose. Start to lift the head, come on up. And we're going to come and lie on our back. So you can either just get there however you wish, or you can bring the knees forward, cross the ankles and just roll over the ankles. And then come and lie on your back, knees bent. Great. And as you lift the head, feel as if you're lengthening the back of the neck again, especially that part where the skull meets the top of the neck. And then bring the skull back to the floor and feel that space in the back of your neck. Bring the arms to the sides and just roll the shoulder blades underneath you. So again, you get more length to the neck. Feel your feet, give your toes a wiggle. Feel as if you're grounding the four corners of each foot. Relax through the toes and start to feel a sense of drawing the sit bones together as you tilt the pelvis backwards so the tailbone starts to lift. And then keep that process, your body weight pouring into your feet as you lift up into bridge. Keep that lift, that lengthening of the tailbone, lifting up through the heart, and the sternum starts to come towards the chin. Back of the neck stays long. Great. Keeping the knees as if you were still hip width apart. Don't let them drop out or in. Great. And then if you feel good, you can roll the shoulder blades under even more. Maybe the upper arms come underneath and you get even more lift. Pressing the hands down into the floor or even taking hold of the sides of your mat and feeling as if you're lifting even more. Lovely. And take another 2 breaths. Setu Bandha Savasana, bridge pose. From the core of your pelvis, can you reach down into the feet? Reach back into the shoulders. One more lift. And then let the back of the shoulder blades broaden again. And then peel the spine back to the floor little by little, as if you were laying a string of pearls back to the floor. And just let the body settle for a moment. And take a deep breath. Bring the feet and the knees together and take the arms out wide. Take the knees to the right and that left foot will just float off the floor, keeping the knees stacked. And here, start to slide the knees up towards your right hand. So the knees are more in line with the hip. And then let your right hand come onto the outside of your left knee. No? Yes. Great. So you get a little deeper through the twist. Good. If that feels awkward, you can slide your feet forwards a little bit. And then if you feel okay in your neck, maybe take the gaze to the left. And then you can release that one. Yeah. How's that feel? Yeah, that's good. My new toy. Right. And release your hands. Nice. Just let the body settle into the twist. For one more breath. Suppose if you've got the weighted bag on your side, just slide it off and have it ready to put on for the other side. But I'll come and do that for you. So just coming back through the center, lift your feet off the floor and just circle the knees in a big circle. Yeah. And go the other way. And then keeping the feet lifted off the floor, take the knees to the left. Keeping the knees and the feet stacked, finding that twist. And can you bring the shoulders open so even your right shoulder blade is on the floor? And then taking your left hand to your right knee. Breathe into the twist. I'll come do that, Holly. It's tricky. It's a good 5 kilos there. How's that feel? Let the gaze come to the right if that feels okay for your neck. And just let the body settle into your twist. And even open up the shoulders, turning your palms up. Even more open. There we go. This is a good one to do after a day on the bike as well. Take 2 more breaths here. And then sliding the weight off your thighs in the studio. Release the thigh, come onto your back again and just circle the knees. Bring the feet down, just center yourself on the mat if you need to. The feet and the knees together to begin with, and then start to let the knees drop out. Soles of the feet come together in Supta Baddha Konasana. So allow the palms to roll up to the ceiling. So you've drawn your shoulder blades under the rib cage. So you're open again through the heart center. Collarbones broad. And then start to allow the body to settle into the pose, letting the hips open. If that feels too strong, you can always put the bricks just resting underneath the thighs for a little bit of support. And then bring the focus to the breath. Breathing into the front of the body. Can you feel that opening, that sense of brightness coming into the heart center, the sternum, the center of your chest? Just ignore it, Holly. And that bright spring green color coming to the heart chakra. Feel the breath bringing space to the whole of the front of your body, and then with your next breath to the sides of the body. And to the back of the body. And as you start to let the breath soften, find your way to Shavasana. You can stay where you are if you wish, if that feels comfortable for you to totally relax, or you can begin to straighten the legs. Take the heels wide to the corners of your mat. Give the legs a little bit of a shake and then allow the body just to soften into the floor. Let gravity just hold you, surrendering the weight, any effort in your breath, just letting go. You're welcome to stay longer in Shavasana. Start to breathe more deeply. Once again, filling the torso with your breath, with fresh energy. And let that energy turn into movement, maybe reaching your arms overhead, having a stretch. And then hugging in to roll onto your side and pause for a moment. And come up to seated. Hands together in front of your heart. And with great love and gratitude. Namaste. Well done, everyone.